Hi, this is Kip Knight. I'm going to be presenting the GreenScreen Animals case study, which is part of the Prof G July 2020 Sprint. Here we go. All right, who is GreenScreen Animals? It's a company that's been around for about 10 years based in Santa Monica, California. I am on the board, and West and Mark are the co-founders. One of the co-founders is actually a former animal handler. In essence, the company has footage which we license to individuals, movie studios, networks, and agencies, and we have over 10,000 unique rights management clips and 110 types of animals, the largest in the world. And we are a humane alternative to live animal production, and one thing that makes us very unique is that we are supervised and endorsed by the American Humane Association. This is a ad that you'll see perhaps on your LinkedIn profile, which talks about that we are the largest library of green screen animal footage in the world, and we have extremely high quality in everything that we do in terms of resolution. Most of our sales come from our website. It's about 65% of our revenue. You can go there as an individual. You can buy literally one still or one video, or you can buy an entire library worth of material, depending upon what your needs are. We also offer custom shoots. It's about a third of our revenue. It's a real turnkey solution. Think about it. If you were filming a movie and you had to bring an actual lion on set, things could end rather badly. You might get publicity that you don't necessarily want. So we think the primary benefit is that by enabling the animals to work with a professional in a safe setting, and you can have the animal available anytime you need without any of the hassles or risk involved, it's a much better solution. Now, who do we compete against? There are three primary groups. First is the big tech folks like the Adobes of the world. They're obviously not primarily in the business of selling green screen animal footage. It's really a feature, not a benefit, but they are a competitor of sorts. We also have a number of big image shops which compete against us, the Gettys and the Shutterstocks of the world, which have a very large library, not necessarily focused on animals, but that's included in the many other categories which they offer. And finally, we have the mom and pop shops. There are many of these. They compete primarily on price. The quality varies dramatically, and frankly, so do the conditions in which the animals are filmed. So we think the biggest differences we've got versus competition is we have a safe set for both the animals and the talent. We work with some of the best animal trainers in the world, primarily located in Southern California, where a lot of the historical animal footage has been made over the years, and which frankly is getting more and more rare just given all of the constraints on the business. We believe that the impact to any of the animals is mitigated because we only have to do it once, and they can repurpose that footage in any number of ways for forever. The other big difference we believe is that we are the only ones that work directly with the American Humane Association. You've probably seen this on various credits on films that you've seen in which no animals are harmed. You have to get accredited for that, and all of our footage has got this accreditation. We also believe in helping out on other organizations, especially those dealing with animal welfare. We provide free clips to any of those organizations and discounts to nonprofits and education. We're doing quite a bit of that now in COVID time, since a number of organizations know animals are a terrific way of getting folks' attention and support. We're very proud of the roster of clients that we've had over the last decade. They include a number of the major movie studios, television networks, agencies, and brands. You can see just a sampling of them right here. Some more examples of the clients. Jimmy Kimmel's featured a number of our animals on his show. Of course, they're the digital animals, not the real ones. We've been featured in a number of movies, television series, just pretty much you name it, we've been on it. For example, one of the feature films, Gone Girl, you can see an example of the before and after of where the animal footage was placed If you tried to do that in real life, that would have been difficult, if not impossible. We think this is a much safer, easier, and more professional way to do this type of thing. I've got so much footage I could show you, but in the interest of keeping this presentation brief, I'm only going to show you this one commercial to illustrate how our footage is used.
What's up, guys? It's me, Doug the Pug, social media influencer. We're out here demanding Juul not test on humans. And next, we'll take down the mailman.
Fact. No one knows the long-term effects of juuling. Do you?
I'm famous.
Okay, so that's just one example of hundreds that you could look at on YouTube that features a number of our animals, including Doug the Pug. Among our larger clients like the Disneys and Discoveries of the World, we have created a loyalty program in which you can save about 15% by buying in advance, have instant access to download the entire library. You can even get your own custom branded portal for multiple users. Okay, so in thinking about the key strategic issues for this case study, we identified several, and a number of these I'm sure are very consistent across the board on all the case studies that are presented. How do you stand out from the competition, especially if you don't have a large advertising budget, which we do not? And specifically, we're very reliant upon one-time orders. We want to get away from that and go more for rundles. We also, frankly, have competition, emerging competition with computer-generated images, which are getting cheaper and better all the time. So how do we stay ahead of them? In looking at the T algorithm grid and talking to Mark and Wes, the co-founders, we decided that the two areas that we could focus on versus the competition would include rundle and visionary storytelling. Let's go a little bit deeper on each of those. On rundle, if you think of the GSI library like you would a contemporary music library, that's a unique asset. You can license it for a number of specific uses over time, and that brings with it recurring revenue. We've, based on this course, been brainstorming some new possible ways to license all of the 10,000 clips we've already got. If you think about sports teams, I guess Washington might be in the market for one of those. Brands, anything you can tie back to animals. Ideally with prepaid accounts that are baked into production budget so that it's not all these one-offs, but it's more of a gotta have, not a nice to have. You can do that through promotion, social media, and one thing we're working on is a digital toolkit. Again, you can check these out. We have a number of these posted on YouTube. God forbid if you'd ever really have a bull in a china shop, but one of the things we did with Geico was place one in there. But if you think about all the segues and intros that you use on television programs and digital media, you're only limited by your imagination. So that's the kind of thing we'd like to do a lot more of in terms of a rundle. The other big aha from this course was storytelling. We think we have a wonderful story to tell. We've been telling it consistently over the last 10 years. We want to continue to talk about what makes us unique and different. And this course has really thought us to elevate this primary client benefit to what I'll call peace of mind, knowing that everything that we do adheres to the highest standards that the American Humane Association has established. Again, this course had us think about some other brands and companies that have done this. I think Patagonia is a terrific one. Their ethical sourcing of clothing as opposed to sweatshops. If you think about diamonds, ethical sourcing of diamonds with Blue Nile versus blood diamonds. And coffee, if you're concerned about how your coffee was harvested and created, you can always look for the Fair Trade certification there. So we think there's a really unique opportunity for us to own that space in the animal footage world. In essence, we think we are the ethical source for animal footage, and we're the anti-Tiger King. We know that Professor Galloway is a big fan of the show, but we're not, and we think that that's not what humane treatment of animals is all about. And we think we need to continue to differentiate ourselves versus all the folks that are not doing this the way it should be done. So with that, we're going to continue to tell our story. We think we've got an audience very interested in hearing more about it. We've been featured on any number of programs. You can check this one out, Innovation Nation on CBS, along with many others that you can find links to on the website, GreenScreenAnimals.com. With that, on behalf of lions and tigers and bears and all the other animals that we represent, along with our team, we thank you very much for this, and that wraps it up for Green Screen Animals.